नमस्कार आणि येवकार तुमका गोवा दूरदर्शनच्या न्यूज मेकर ऑफ द मंथ कार्यावळीत. आज आमच्या स्टुडियोत हांगा एक अशी व्यक्ती आयला, एक असे यंगस्टर आयला जाणे ल्हान वयांतल्यान खेळा मळार आपले नाव मोठे केला. गोंयच्याच राज्यांत अशें न्हय तर आपले नाव ताणें इंटरनॅशनल गोल्ड मेडल जोडून भारताच्या मार्शल आर्ट मळार आपले नाव केला. ताचे नाव जावन आसा एरिका दी सिक्वेरा, इंटरनॅशनल मार्शल आर्ट एथलीट, जाणे गोल्ड मेडलूच न्ही तर वेगवेगळी मेडलां राष्ट्रीय आनी आंतरराष्ट्रीय पावंड्यार जोडून ताजी संख्या 20च्या पार व्हेल्या. एरिकाची पिराय जावन आसा फकत 15 वर्सां, पण ते मार्शल आर्टाच्या वेगवेगळ्या तरेनी वेगवेगळ्या स्टायलींनी म्हणजे TIMD जावं BJJ जावं आनी MMA जावं तातूंत ताणें एक तरेचो आपलो प्रभुत्व ताणें स्थापन केला. म्हणजे ताजी जी टॅलंट आसा ताजी आयडिया आमकां सगळ्यांक येता. एरिका दी सिक्वेरा, तुका गोवा दूरदर्शनच्या स्टुडियोंत येवकार. आनी म्हाका तुका सांगपाक खोशी जाता ते म्हळ्यार गोंयच्या खेळा मळा वयले तूं पयलें खेळगडे जे आमच्या ह्या कार्यक्रमात म्हणजे न्यूज मेकर ऑफ द मंथात आज हांगा आयला. कशें दिसता तुका?
म्हाका बरें दिसता.
सो तुजी ही जी खेळाची उर्बा आसा ती आज आमी सगळ्या मुखार हांगा आमच्या गोवा दूरदर्शनच्या मळा वयल्यान पातळयता. कारण तुका हांवें म्हाका दिसता जवळ जवळ गेल्ली 7-8 वर्सां हांवें पळयला तुजें हार्डवर्क आनी जो तुजो उत्कर्श आसा, जो तुजो रायज आसा ह्या खेळांतल्यान तो आज आमकां सगळ्यांक एक भरपूर आमकां अशें प्रावड करता गोंयकार म्हणून आमकां एक फिलींग दिता. कारण तूं अशें एक स्पोर्ट्स पर्सनॅलिटी आसा, तुजें वय जस्ट 15, तूं 10वेंत आसा, पण तुजें यू हॅव टच्ड लॉट ऑफ म्हणजे अशे व्हडल्या व्हडल्या व्यक्तींक तुवें इम्प्रेस केला. आनी तुजी एक जी गोल आसा तो म्हणजे ऑलिंपिकांत वचपाचो. हय, ऑलिंपिकांत वचपाचो गोल एरिकाचो आसा मार्शल आर्टांत आनी ताजे बद्दल आमी आतां उलोवया, तुज्या कारकिर्दी बद्दल. पूण सगळ्यांत पयलीं हांव तुका परत एकदां कॉंग्रॅच्युलेट करता. हालींच तुवें किक बॉक्सिंग जी सर्त जाल्ली चेन्नयत, WAKO किक बॉक्सिंग, तातूंत तुवें ब्रॉन्झ मेडल हाडलें. सो आमी हांगाच्यान सुरू करुया. ह्या मेडलांतल्यान तुका कशें कितें फिलींग आयलें? म्हणजे ब्रॉन्झ मेडल तें, पूण एक ताका मेळोवपाक तुका कशा तरेचे एफर्ट घालचे पडले? तुजो कोच रौनक सिंग हाणें तुका ट्रेन केला. सो कशी तरी तुमची प्रॅक्टीस आशिल्ली आनी रिजल्ट, वॉट इट मीन्स फॉर यू?
The practice was very tough and it was a very less time for us to prepare because our coach got the invitation directly from the head and we weren't ready for it. But yeah, within 15 days we prepared and we made it. With me, we had another 2 athletes. One of that is Giovanna and one of that is Veda. Giovanna is also my sister and she is doing really well. So we all went over there and I got the bronze. I was very happy after getting the bronze, but my aim is to get the gold next time.
तुवें 20 वयर जशें हांवें सांगलें 20 परस चड मेडलां हाडल्या गेल्ली. म्हाका दिसता एक 8 वर्सां पळयली जाल्यार तुवें 8 वर्सांचे आसतना पयले तुज्या खेळाक मेडल जोडिल्ले आनी ताजे नंतर तुजी आज आमी पळयता, एसेस करता, एनालायज करता युअर ट्रेजेक्टरी. लेट अस गो बॅक वेन यू आर 8 years. कशी ती सुरवात जाली तुजी मार्शल आर्टान? वॉट वॉज द गोल विथ वीच यू एंटर्ड द फील्ड ऑफ मार्शल आर्ट?
Actually, my career or me going in martial art was not my idea, but it was my mom's idea. So I want to thank her definitely because what I am today is because of her. So she said that she wants something like where I can keep myself safe, self-defense, and I just not like martial art at that point of time because I used to find it very boring. But then I found my coach doing it really nicely and I was like, yeah, I will join. But then in between I did not like it because it was quite hard. It was tough training. And then later on, but my mom made me understand and my coach also, and so I continued and I went with their flow and they put me in tournaments. I went and I enjoy like that, and like that I started my journey in martial arts. I did not think I would become an athlete. I just went just for physical activity, for self-defense, but God had different plans, and I became international player, soon an Olympic player.
जशें तुवें आतां सांगलें की सेल्फ डिफेन्स गोल आशिल्लो आनी तशें तुज्या आवयन तुका सांगलें अबावट हें सेल्फ डिफेन्सा खातीर तुवें शिकचें म्हाका दिसता एक तो स्टार्ट जालो की मागीर तुवें एथलीट जावपाचें तशें म्हणलें म्हणजे गोल एथलीट जावपाचो नाशिल्लो पूण सेल्फ डिफेन्स शिकता तो मनीस पुराय तरेन इनवॉल्व जावन ते परस्यूट ऑफ एक्सिलन्स पर्यंत तो एक गॅप आसता फ्रॉम एंटरींग इनटू अ स्पोर्ट and then to gain the perspective of chasing the excellence, the pursuit of excellence as we say. So the gap to a bridge kelo. How was your transition from joining for self defense to gaining excellence in the sport?
I think it was COVID which made me focus more on being an athlete, because before COVID I played my nationals and I got a bronze, and we were like all ready for different more nationals coming up and all, but I played till nationals and that's it, because I was more into studies at that point of time and was quite bad in sports. So then I slowly started going in for tournaments and doing my coach guiding me. So then COVID was there, so we all were locked down, a pandemic and all. So but at that time we needed some physical activity, so we approached the coach, and coach also said yes, because in sports you can't take break. If you take break you have to start from zero. So we started on Zoom. We started doing our classes on Zoom and we really enjoyed well. So that time I used to train a lot, like for many hours a day, because I used to be free all the time. So I kept on doing. My coach also encouraged me and my mom did. And then after that there was the first online form competition which I took part in, and that made me an international player when I was 10, and I continued, like now I need to play offline international as well. So then I started playing more, going for practice more, and keeping martial art first, and yeah, that's it how I got into martial art athlete.
Very interesting. तुवें म्हळें की यू आर बॅड एट स्पोर्ट्स फ्रॉम दॅट स्टेज तूं आनी आज आसा ज्या जाग्यार ज्या वेळार तुज्या तकलेन ऑलिंपिकाक वचपाचो गोल आसा म्हणजे आय फील इट इज लायक कंप्लीट ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन. सो हो एक म्हाका दिसता खूब म्हत्वाचो मुद्दो. आमचे व्ह्युअर्स पळयता तातूंत जर भुरगीं आसा, एरिकाचे जर फॅन्स आसा जाल्यार हो मुद्दो सगळ्यांनी ड्रायव्ह करपाक जाय. आतां आमी पळयता अरावंड अस इन स्कूल्स एवरीवेर यंग भुरगीं चडशीं मोबायल घेवन बसतात आनी कितें खेळप ना खेळप ते तांचे कोण आतां कितें तांचे तकलेन चलता कळना, चडशें ऑनलायन. सो हो जो तुजो आसा जो ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन आसा इट इज लायक सच अ गेम चेंजर. आनी तूं खूब कडेन एक मोटिवेशनल स्पिकरूय म्हणून वता, मेंटॉर म्हणून वता, स्कुलांनी तूं वता आनी एडवायस दिता. जाल्यार हे असली भुरगीं आतां चडशीं पळयल्यार ती खेळा कडेन वचना आनी आपलें करता. जाल्यार तांकां म्हाका दिसता तुजी ही जर्नी आसा ती एक खूब मोठो आय ओपनर अशें हांव म्हणटा. सो इन दॅट फेज लायक वेन यू सेड की तुका खेळ तितले आवडनासले ऑर यू आर नॉट गूड एट स्पोर्ट, तुज्या तकलेन कितें चलतालें? वॉज देर एनीवेर एनी कॉर्नर ऑफ युअर मायंड दॅट टोल्ड यू लायक वाय एम आय सो बॅड एट स्पोर्ट, कॅन आय गेट बेटर? अशें तुका सेल्फ डायलॉग बी तुजो केन्ना जातालो?
Because when I was born, so at that time I had no cousins. I'm the eldest one, so I had no cousins, so where I could like get to play really well and all. So there was only thing was like my mom, my family and my books to me. So I never took a thought of the idea of getting in sports. But if at that time if there was sports, I think I would do even better today.
Sure.
So but I kind of started a little late, I think, because now I see in my club there are students who are come at the age of 4 and 5. Wow. And after few years they play really well. So that point it's a little lacking in me, but we cannot say do anything now, so I give my 100% now.
Sure.
And I did not expect that, so it was like expect the unexpected, and I was not knowing I had the potential. It was my coach who saw the potential in me and informed my mom, and they both made me who I am.
ऑफकोर्स वी ऑल नो, आमकां खबर आसा की गुरू कितलो म्हत्वाचो आसता तो. खंयच्याय खेळांत तुका गुरू म्हणजे कोच जे कमिटमेंट आनी ज्या तरेन ते एका खेळगड्याक कितें म्हणटा ते आमी जशे हिऱ्याक कट घाल्या शिवाय हिरो चमकना तशें खेळगड्याचेर पैलू जे पाडटा म्हणजे ताका मोल्ड करतात एका स्पोर्ट्स पर्सनान कोचाचो खूब म्हत्वाचो रोल आसा तशें आतां एरिकान सांगलें की कोचान कितलें इम्पॉर्टंट काम केलें ही एनालायज्ड यू ही एसेस्ड युअर पोटेन्शियल एंड तुज्या आवयक मागीर सांगून यू हॅव गॉन थ्रू दॅट step up, I would say, from that particular coaching input. So that particular coaching input, did it involve a rigorous training regimen? Intensity kenna wadli tuja trainingachi? At what age?
I think so it was after once I did my nationals. At the age of 10 I started training like quite hard, and it's keep on increasing now, because now during the phase of 15 and above we have a big number of competition at international level. There are too many people to compete and it's very tough level of competition, so training should be like too hard to get at that point of time, because one thing our coach says, it's better to cry in the club than on the arena.
Wow.
So I have cried a lot in the arena at my first nationals, and then I have not cried in the arena ever, but I still cry at my club, because it gets so hard at point you feel like giving up, but then for what you're doing it's like you want to do it and you will do it.
आणि नो पेन नो गेन हे आमकां वर्ड्स खबरूच आसा ल्हान आसतनाच्यान पयलींच्यान कितले वर्सांनी. सो दॅर इट इज लायक इट पुट्स इन टू पर्स्पेक्टीव दी होल आयडिया ऑफ नो पेन नो गेन. सो तूं एक आज मेरेन कितले इंटरनॅशनल कॉम्पिटिशन्स अटेंड केला, आनी वीच वॉज द टफेस्ट, वीच वॉज दी वन दॅट गेव यू द मोस्ट सॅटिस्फॅक्शन, that you have really worked hard and really got the reward that you deserved? खंयचो असो तो इंटरनॅशनल चॅम्पियनशीप ओवरऑल कितले केले तूं?
Oh my god, yeah, I have 15 okay. Internationals, and all of them are like on tough level of competition, and my most toughest tournament till today I have played is my BJJ tournament, my first ever. It is World Professional Jiu-Jitsu Championship, which is held like every year in Abu Dhabi, and it was my first time, so I was like, wow, I did not expect myself playing at such a high level, because when you step in the stadium it's like you did not expect what it would be like. It's like too different, and I was like I would play. Neither my mom nor my coach was like I will reach at that level. So, and now they have a lot of expectations from me after seeing what I can do. I like that very much, and it's very precious to me, though it was a bronze, because it was my first international. It was a time where I trained in an international club where my other coach also trained me, but it was because of my coach Ronak, who told him that she is capable and I want to put her, and he said yes, and he took me. He trained other athletes at Dubai, and I had to cut weight. I had to cut 5 to 4 kgs, and it was not going down. Like, it was not going down at all, because it was in the other countries. So when you're in your own mother country, it's very easy to cut weight, to train as hard as you can. But when you go to international, you need to keep that standard, that a name of your country, of your club, of yourself. You need to see so many things together, and plus I had studies as well at that time.
Oh yeah.
So I had to keep everything together, and that time my diet was too strict. I had to skip food because my weight was not going down, but I fought 4 fights where I won 3 of them. I lost 1, that's why I got the bronze, but that was very close to me, and no one expected I would win the bronze, but still I did get it, and I'm very happy. I made a lot of people happy, and I saw how much more I need to work to reach at that level. I saw international athletes also. People gave me advice, I gave people advice. It was very, very nice.
Awesome. I think expectation तुझ्या आवयकूच आणि कोचाकूच न्ही तर entire Goa, India will surely expect much more from you, and at very high level as well. So I think you can do that with your hard work and support that you are getting. Moving forward, आता तुवें स्टडीजाचो टॉपिक काडलो. The ever present challenge for any child, any youngster कोण जो शिकता आणि खेळाकूय एका हाय लेवलार व्हरूंक सोदता ताका ही चॅलेंज आसताच कशें बॅलन्स करप स्टडीज आणि स्पोर्ट्स रुटीन. सो एनी मॅजिकल फॉर्म्युला दॅट यू हॅव फॉर दॅट?
It is very hard to keep studies and sports together because you're playing sports on a very high level and so you're studying in higher classes and you need to pass. No one will. You need to pass yourself now. So now when it comes together, you can't skip training. You can't make the time less. You need to increase it more and you can't neglect studies because if you see sports is a very short career. You can't take it for a very long time because only at a certain age you can give your best.
Yes.
So sports career is a very dual career. You really have a backup. So I chose studies as well. I'm in class 10th right now, and the only thing which I focus is morning during my lectures. I focus. Then when I go to training, I focus there, and then when I come home, I focus back on my studies. So it's just like all of this. And for sports person, few points studies it helps because sports also includes some kind of science, maths. You need to know the body anatomy, angles, at what speed and everything. So it's interrelated, but when it comes to studies you need to put it on the paper. So at that point it gets a little hard, but yeah, I have my coach who supports me as well as in studies because he helps me in social science.
Very good.
So I like social science. One of my favorite subjects is because of my coach and my teachers as well. And I have teachers who support me in school. So yeah, and I have my classmates who help me also to study before the exam, the night before exam and all of that.
Awesome. I love the energy जी एरिकान दाखयली एक्सप्लेन करतना की स्पोर्ट्स आणि एकेडमिक्स कशें इंटररिलेटेड जाता, एंगल्स आणि द पावर एंड एवरीथींग फॉर्म्युला आसता आमकां खेळान, मॅथ्स जाय पडटा, अभ्यासान फॉर्म्युला आसता आनी ते सगळे खेळान जाय पडटा. आणि इट्स व्हेरी नायस तुवें ते त्या तरेन एक्सप्लेन केलें की आमच्या व्ह्युअरान भुरगीं आसतलीं तांकां कळपाक जाय की ते बर्डन जायना, इंटर रिलेशन जाल्ल्या कारणान इट इज लायक दे कॅन एक्झिस्ट टुगेदर खेळ आनी अभ्यास. मुवींग फॉरवर्ड, वेट जो आसता लायक वेट कॅटेगरीज आसता त्यो लायक यू पार्टिसिपेट इन डिफरंट स्टायल्स ऑफ मार्शल आर्ट लायक किक बॉक्सिंग, TIMD, BJJ एंड MMA. सगळ्या कॅटेगरीजान तूं सेम वेट कॅटेगरीन पार्टिसिपेट करता और इट डिफर्स?
It differs on the style of martial art, but when it comes to MMA and Tongil Modo, it's same. But when it comes to kickboxing, it's 1-2 kgs up or down, but the weight categories are quite strict. So I keep myself below 50. So around 50. So if I need to cut to 48, so I can like decrease it fast.
And how is the preparation for each of them? Suppose you are going for MMA tournament preparation कशें आसता आणि BJJ वताले preparation practice coaching routine कशें आसता?
See, when you see MMA and BJJ, there are two different martial art styles. When you have MMA, there are striking techniques, there are throwing techniques, there is ground fight as well, there is Muay Thai as well you are doing in it. So there is striking included, but when you take BJJ, it's all ground fights, but you need to throw, you need to tackle on ground, you need to do hand fights. So it's different fully when you're training it. But in MMA, there's also BJJ in it. So for me, I do like martial arts which are very similar, so it's easy for me to train.
Which is your personal favorite, kanchi style?
I like all the styles of martial art, but my personal favorite is my own martial art. The one which I started is Tongil Modo. It's a very beautiful martial art. It just does not have strikings and sparring. It also has forms which are already designed, which have detailed meaning. If you see just the form like that, you will be like, what is it? It's just form, you're just punching and kicking. But if you see the underlying principles behind it, it's like, wow, you could fight even like this. And there are forms which you do on a song, which are demonstration. They are my personal favorite. So I always like top and demonstration. It's like you need to put your fighting skills, your thinking abilities, your imagination, how would you fight. and on a song, on a single individual, how you're doing. So I like my martial art very well. And the second martial art after that I would say I like is BJJ.
अशें म्हणटात की मार्शल आर्ट इज लायक अ टोटल सायन्स फिलॉसॉफी इन एवरीथिंग. प्रत्येक मार्शल आर्टाचो एक गोल असता. लायक बीजेजे वील हॅव सर्टन हायस्ट लेवल ऑफ अचिवमेंट विथ वेन यू नो गेट टू दॅट गोल. सो अशें इफ यू बिलीव इन फिलॉसॉफी, डू यू हॅव सम thinking towards the deeper understanding of these sports like MMA? What gives you the maximum thrill? What is your top level of target when you're doing MMA, when you're doing TIMD, when you're doing kickboxing? What gives you most satisfaction
in all of these martial arts?
Separately, if you consider each of them, whether it is putting in more of physical energy, or whether it is putting more of mind and intelligence into it, like what is your way of approaching each of this?
I think when you're doing martial art, you need to be physical and mental, very capable of seeing fights. When it comes to mental, you need to have a fight IQ, which is very important during fights.
What is the fight IQ?
Fight IQ is fight intelligence. Yeah, it comes either when you see many fights, and as well as when you train or when you fight, you spar with your teammates more and more. So that's very important. And if I see different martial art, it has its own different meaning, the understanding of martial art, practicing martial art. If you see in BJJ, without striking a person, you can finish a person. Like without hitting a person, you can make the person so disabled that the person can't hit you back.
Oh.
But when it comes to other martial arts, you strike and you hit. It's like when it comes to striking martial arts, suppose your right side is injured. So martial artist is that capable to hit with the same power with their left side. So it's like if you can't walk, you have your hands to fight with. So martial art is very interesting. It gets even interesting. So it's like there's a lot to talk about it.
Your sport is not just for competition, but तूं आमचे authorities like Goa Police, Pink Force हे सगळे आसा तांकां हेल्प करपाक मदत करता अंडर गायडन्स ऑफ युअर कोच. बरें दिसता म्हाका एट अ व्हेरी यंग लेवल एरिका अशे कॅम्प्सान बी पार्टिसिपेट करता आनी तांकां शिकयता आमच्या फोर्सांतल्या बायलांक म्हणया आमी पिंक फोर्सान. कशें हाव डीड इट कम अप दिस पर्टिक्युलर इनिशिएटीव दॅट यू ऑल प्लेड अ पार्ट इन taking martial art to the lady officers or Pink Force particularly? How did it come up?
It came from my coach. He got a call from the Indian Army that we need martial art teacher to teach new army who is going to go forward more of tactical parts, just not with artilleries and all, to get like physically how to combat, how to fight. So I saw this idea and I was like, wow, my coach is the Indian Army, and I was like very excited and all. So I just went one day to see, and it's like, so you feel like getting into it and doing. And like this only I got the idea of teaching our police as well, because if you see in other countries, they train their police and army equally. And my mom also, I was like, can we do it? And my mom was like, it's a good idea.
Very nice. Hats off to you all for this initiative. In our last leg of the talk, आता आमी उलोवया तुका आतां ऑलिंपिकाचो पयलींच्यान you have that drive आनी तो गोल in your mind to represent the country in the Olympics. आतां ऑलिंपिक्सान वचपाक तुजी वाटचाल चालू आसा, ट्रेनिंग, यू आर ट्रेनिंग वेरी हार्ड एज यू से. आनीक तुका आतां कितें जाय पडटलें ऑलिंपिक्साक पावपाक? म्हणजे तुका एक्सपोजर ट्रिप्स, तुजे स्पॉन्सरशिप्स, कशा तरेन कितें तरी तुका अशें जाय पडटलें? वेर आमचे कॉर्पोरेट्स बी खूब मदत करता. इन इंडिया वी हॅव सीन corporates are getting into sports big time. Lot of support everywhere, lot of initiatives are there even in public sector. तुका कितें जाय? हांव आज तुका विचारता, लोक पळयतात, कितें जाय तुका? ऑलिंपिक्साक आमकां तुका व्हरूंक जाय जाल्यार कितें जाय?
I think one thing people forget is like there's something individual sports also, and when it comes to sponsoring or the athletes, people search for a team and they don't go for people who play individual sports. And then I feel really bad, because not only me, I have seen so many other athletes, like maybe doing swimming or any other individual sport, they struggle to get to go for nationals. They actually struggle to go for nationals, international, or just to pay their fees for training. And I have gone through that phase because I can't just train with everyone. I go for personal coaching, then I train with the group also. So there are many things we need to keep in mind, and it takes a lot of money. It's a big investment, and people don't take us, they'll be like, oh, individual sports, why do you need, like so much, or what is it? It's not just we are playing, it's our diet, it's our recovery,
Correct.
our health also. Then we have studies as well to take care of, then we have training fees as well, then we have physio as well. So there are so many things we need to take, we need to keep in mind. And plus the biggest thing is paying for international trips.
Yes. Alright.
Their stay, then the registration for the tournament. There are so many things we need to pay, and it gets really hard. So I want to tell that people, when you see like this sports people coming up, please do help them, please do. We just don't need, like sponsor all the time. Just recognize them at the big level, so that there might be someone who really wants to help, like the sports people. They might get connected, because sponsorship, if you see, it's not just like you are giving money and it's over. It's a mutual understanding between two people. It may be brands, or it may be person to person, and people don't understand the actual concept of sponsorship. So I think because of that, people step back to sponsor athletes and all of them. And mostly if you see, there's sponsor only for students who study, or otherwise it may be health.
Yes.
Sports is not taken into consideration anyway.
Sadly.
So I'm like, in India we need to take sports in consideration also, because people think if the child is not good in studies, then the child goes in sports. It's always seen like that.
Yeah, it's not right.
I'm like, no, there are so many people who study and do sports together.
Yes.
And I am one of them. And we need more help, we need more support from people, we need more exposure, we need to train harder. So for that we need your help, your support as well, to rise up more.
Wonderful, you have articulated this message really well. आणि म्हाका दिसता ही पॉझिटिव्हिटी सगळ्याक शेअर जावपाक जाय, कारण आमच्या भुरग्यां मदीं कॅपेसिटी आसा, एबिलिटी आसा, आनी कमिटमेंटूय आसा मुखार वचपाचो. तांकां जाय सपोर्ट, आनी तो आमकां ह्या भुरग्यांक दिवंक जाय. सो एरिका, तुवें बरे भशेन हांगा मुद्दे मांडले, व्हेरी क्लियर इन युअर मायंड. एक म्हाका गजाल तुजी बरी दिसता, यू हॅव लावड एंड क्लियर क्लॅरिटी, आनी कोणाकूच डावट आसपा जायना तुज्या गोला बद्दल आनी रिक्वायरमेंटा बद्दल. आय वूड थँक यू व्हेरी मच. तूं हांगा आयले आमच्या गोवा दूरदर्शनच्या स्टुडियोन आनी ही मुलाखत दिली. तुका ऑल द बेस्ट म्हणटा.
थँक्यू.
अँड डू वेल, कीप वर्किंग हार्ड, आनी आमच्या भारताचें नांव वयर काड. सो ह्याच बरोबर हो न्यूज मेकर ऑफ द मंथ कार्यक्रम सोंपता. गोवा दूरदर्शन पळोवणाऱ्यांक सगळ्यांक देव बरें करूं.